So you want to know how to play
CHILDE International.
Well, first you start with the build.
Oh, child, my dear beloved Schnezhnine man. I love you so much.
Oh, shit. You're here. So, Child is pretty straightforward to build. He wants an ADC build and an attack and crit substats. To make artifact farming a little easier, rather than getting the best 4-piece set for Child and his teammates, we'll focus on getting their desired stats instead. For Child, you can use 2-piece HOD and any of 2-piece attack sets. You can even use the 2-piece Wanderer's Troop, Gilded Dreams, or Noblesse if you have really good substats in those. His best weapons are Polar Star, or Skyward Harp for 5-star, and Rust, or the craftable Hamayumi for 4-star. If you can afford to buy a battle pass or spend your star glitter, then get yourself a Viridescent Hunt or a Blackcliff Warbow to help with the crit stats. As for his teammates, Bennett will hold 4-piece Noblesse, Kazuha will use 4-piece Viridescent Venerer, and this energy-hungry ass girl xiangling can use any 2-piece of Crimson Witch, Emblem of Severed Fate, Wanderer's Troop, Gilded of Broken Dreams, Noblesse, and any of the attack sets. The rotation. The rotation I'm about to show you isn't the most optimal. However, it is the easiest rotation that is without switching characters too much, while also providing xiangling the highest possible damage output. Start with Bennett's skill and use his burst, switch to Kazuha, tap his skill and plunge, then use his burst. Switch to xiangling and use her burst and skill, switch to Child and use his burst, then his skill. Do 2 normal attacks and 1 normal charge attack 3 times. If xiangling's burst isn't available yet, funnel particles to her once and repeat the rotation.
Let's light it up! I'm going in!
The wind knows me. As one with wind and cloud. Cheer!
Nice and spicy!
Riptide! Ha! Ta! Yeah! 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 Ha!
The pros and cons. Let's take an objective look at this team. For the advantages, one of the strongest free-to-play teams. Yes, it's at the same level as Raiden National, and yes, they work in all levels of investment. They are excellent for mob stages. That's because Child's Riptide damage increases as the number of enemies increase. Plus, xiangling's Fire Donut doing the vape spin, and Kazuha's massive swirl damage and perfect crowd control for Child. And they still perform well against single target enemies, though this requires the team to be at least in mid to high investment. As for the disadvantages, let's address the elephant in the room. That is, managing Child's skill cooldown. As much as I hate to admit it, it's true. This is especially the case for players who aren't used to his rotation yet. Which brings me to high learning curve. I mentioned earlier that there's a much more complicated rotation where it does a higher DPS because you'll be able to boost Child's burst damage significantly. You'll have to swirl both Hydro and Pyro with Kazuha's skill, and to do this, you'll need to switch characters a lot. And that's not really an option for players who have high ping or play on low-end phones. And also because they have no resistance to interruption, you'll need to learn how to dodge. And that's it.
Hey, you forgot one more con.
What? What is it?
It's that xiangling is an energy monster and Bennett needs to...
I already addressed that in the builds! But seriously, feed the beast with some ER. And that's it for
Childe International.
I hope you liked this video. Leave any questions or suggestions you have in the comments and I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. If you have any teams you'd like me to make a video on, also leave them in the comments. See you in another video!